It wasn't all oral tradition, just exclusively. They wrote things down on tablets of stone, on cylinders. They made these markings and engravings with chisels or whatever tools they had. Though it wasn't written in a form that's recognizable in a language today, but it was written down in their vocabulary. It looked like a bunch of arrows upside down, sideways, and with dots and I think they call it jittle, one dot, one jittle, one stroke of the pen. The scribes, they wrote down, they documented things in their history. The ancients did. Their history was very important to them. So yeah, they made it a point to remember their history. They made it a point in writing it down, recording it, and oral traditions. They would tell stories to their children, and then their children to their children, and it just kept going down to the generations. And what helped bring things to their remembrance is they would have festivals and celebrations and rituals to remind them of certain things that happened in their history. You know, the booths, the tabernacles, and other different traditions. It would all serve to remind them annually, kind of like today. You know, we have Halloween, Christmas, and Easter. These things constantly remind us of some historical event that supposedly occurred in times past. But yeah, we still celebrate. We still celebrate Hanukkah. We still celebrate the other ones, Ramadan, and all these different religious festivals, and they're there to remind us so we don't forget. It's the same way with the ancients. So they didn't, you know, they may have exaggerated a little bit using kind of to bring a little bit more color and excitement to the story, but the gist of it is truth. There's truth even if there was a little bit of mythology in there. There was truth in it. It's, you know, how much truth? 50, 60, 70, 20%. But there was truth in there. That's why scholars debate all the time on how much of it is authentic, how much of it is just, you know, myth. The scholars study the language very carefully, the archaeology and everything having to do with, you know, that branch of science, that discipline. And they're truth seekers, and they will do everything they can to get to the bottom of the truth, using all the resources that are available. That's why I like modern science, because we've come a long way since 200 years ago, when the science kind of really took off, archaeology. Now we have ground-penetrating radar, we have X-rays, we got all these things that can just see everything in minute detail. We can analyze the chemical composition of these artifacts. We can date them, because we have this technology now that wasn't available several years ago. So our modern textbooks have had probably to rewrite much of the history that was written down for us, you know, 100 to 200 years ago, based on more accurate and modern findings. Very appreciative. I'm excited for the future, what's going to be discovered and how it's going to really bring to light our true origins, the origins of humanity, where we came from, whether it be invisible force, an invisible being that just kind of shaped everything together, using these, you know, kind of like Legos, using anatomical particles and fashioning them, made without hands. The Holy Hebrew Scriptures say, a temple made without hands, not like the Levitical temple where they made it with human hands. But yeah, the forces came together and God orchestrated this being, the supreme being, and put it all together. And there's other stories in the legends about these extraterrestrials also that kind of tried to manipulate different species, trying to mate with their own, produce trying to produce another species of human beings. But that's still, there needs to be further information on that, because that's not 100% provable. It's just some theories based on some old legends.